Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of I Like Trains. So today we've got another Thomas and Friends unboxing for you. So it's part of the ERTL collection and it is the narrow gauge engines number 3 Falcon himself, or as better wise known as Sir Handel. We'll get into that in regards to the name change and how that came to be, and a little bit of history about the character in the series. And then of course obviously we'll get the model unboxed, we'll take a look at the little finer details that the model has, and obviously just go in for a quick review of the actual model. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this. If you do, maybe consider giving us a like, comment down below and subscribe. Other than that, enjoy the video. So yeah, there is Falcon up close for you guys. So he is based on the Talaquin Railway's number 3 Sir Hayden, and that railway is based in Wales, and that was actually the railway that gave the Reverend the inspiration to do the books about the narrow gauge engines. So the first book was actually published in 1955 and it was called 4 Little Engines, and that is of course where Falcon / Sir Handel actually does appear. Now, of course, his television debut was based in Grandpuff in 1994, and of course, again as well, he was portrayed as Falcon, and then of course we do see him get changed to Sir Handel when he does go to the Skarloey Railway. So in regards to the actual locomotive himself, he is a 2 foot 3 inch gauge, and that's based on the narrow gauge engines of the railway itself. Now, he is based on a saddle tank design and it's an 04 wheel configuration. Now, he was designed by Henry Hughes and the builder was the Falcon Works. He did originally work on the Mid-Sodal Railway where it was just Duke and Stuart working alongside him. That's when he was known as Falcon, and then of course when he did go to the Skarloey Railway, his name was then changed. I've always loved the narrow gauge engines. I think a lot of people, they're a lot of people's favourites in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think there's realistically nothing else to do other than get it unboxed, and we'll go have a quick closer look. So yeah, in terms of design, I think it's quite a nice design. I think the face is done quite nicely, as you can see there in the box. I will say I do think the head is maybe a little bit small on this. I think proportions wise, as you can see here, that's realistically how he's sort of more designed in the show, whereas of course it is quite small here compared to the actual saddle tank itself. So that's a little bit jarring, but otherwise it is quite nicely designed in terms of the paintwork from what I can see here. But I just thought I'd show you the box a little bit more. So it is part of the later era of the ERTL collection, as you can see. Like I say, normally you'd have the nice mural of it going through the countryside, but of course obviously the packaging did change sort of in the early 2000s, I want to say. So yeah, we'll just turn it from the back, and of course obviously you have the nice collector's card. So we'll just read this out. So brought up under instruction from Duke, Falcon is one of the oldest engines. Generally he is of the opinion he knows it all and should be the boss, but is given the occasional tantrum. So it was released in 2003, as you can see, by ERTL. The packaging's okay. Like I said, I never really liked this older dated packaging, but I can understand obviously with the collector card there you could cut it off, it would be quite nice. The older ones still had that, but of course they didn't really have the picture of the locomotive. It was just more actually about the engine in real life. I think in terms of obviously steaming views, yes, I think people probably would prefer that, and this was obviously targeted more towards a younger audience sort of later in the years, which of course they are meant to be toys anyway and play with, but obviously you've got collectors like myself that like to keep these things, but of course obviously due to the damage and the fact that this was cheap, as you can see, me being in pristine condition collector, I thought this one will make a fun unboxing. So what I'll do is I'll put them down and we'll get this unboxed. Yeah, so we're going to get this unboxed, and like I say, because obviously the actual condition of the card, I'm really not too fussed in terms of obviously ruining this or even keeping the collector card. And I always found these were actually quite easy to get off, and obviously of course as well, if you were to get a knife and you were to actually be quite gentle about it, realistically you could just get the plastic off and then obviously put it back on without having to actually rip this back in. So I always thought that was quite nice if you ever did want to put it back into the packaging. But obviously we're just going to rip this off, get this open. There we go. And That's not something I actually realistically knew that they did. I don't think I've got this in the last one, but it's actually come with a little leaflet here. Look, collect your favourite Thomas friends with ERTL. And of course you can see Terence and Duck there straight away. Cool, this is... Oh, and it's stuck together. That's a shame. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this open intact, but we might still see a bit. Oh dear. I was going to say we might see a bit of it, but not anymore. But you get the gist of it. That's a shame, because that actually would have been nice to keep, but it is what it is. Actually, are these stickers? Am I being silly here, or are these actually stickers? No, these aren't stickers. But yeah, of course, you can see Emily on one side there, and then obviously you got Donald, and Henrietta, and Annie, and Clarabelle, and yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? I wonder why that was all stuck together like that. It's clearly been in the packaging a long time, but bear in mind, like I say, this was 2003. In fact, it's remained unopened this whole time. It's probably been stored in someone's, but they're protected quite nicely. Obviously, you've got the inner plastic there that obviously stops it from moving around. It's quite nice. It's made to fit the design of the locomotive as well, which I always think is quite nice. And there we go. There is Falcon up close. Now, like I said, I think the face itself is quite nice, but obviously, of course, the actual size of the head is just a little bit jarring in proportion to the rest of the loco. But yeah, it's quite a nice colour. It is quite a nice striking colour. It stands out quite nicely. Of course, obviously, these are just stickers here from what I could see. But the paintwork's quite nice, obviously with the gold lining. And then, of course, obviously the sticker again there, number 3, that's actually quite aligned, but it's a little bit off. But of course, obviously, you're going to get those sort of factory errors. You still had the original sort of coupling system on these at this time, which I still prefer compared to the newer ones that they did. Obviously, we'll try and get in from a bit of a zoom if we can. There's no CAD detail, but you were never expecting it with a model like this. I don't even think they realistically did any CAD detail in these sort of models, the RTL. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments if they did. I think that's quite nice there. We'll see with the headlamp above him. It's a nice separately painted little piece there. We'll just have a look at the aerial wise. I think the cab's done to quite a nice finish, a nice shine on the roof of the cab. And then, of course, obviously you got the whistle and the boiler. So yeah, I think overall it's quite a nice little model. So obviously I've just put him down, and obviously we'll just go in for a few quick closer shots. So yeah, that has been the Falcon model from the ERTL range of Thomas and Friends. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you had, like I said, give it a like, comment down below if you own this model, what you think of it, and potentially as well what you would like to see next on the channel in regards to the I Like Trains series, be it die-casts, another potentially Hornby locomotive, 00 gauge potentially, or another Thomas and Friends character, and if so, which one? Consider giving it a subscribe if you would like it and you would like to see further videos, because it is free at the end of the day, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.